Hey, what's going on guys? This is Alavi from Techitron, and today I'm reviewing the Xiaomi Redmi 4A. This is a budget smartphone that's recently hit shores in Bangladesh, so continue on to the review to find out more. This device was provided to us by our friends at peekaboo.com. If you haven't checked them out already, I've linked them in the description below, so go check that out. Let's start off with the design of the smartphone. This isn't one of those typical Xiaomi metal body phones that you'd find on like the Redmi Note line of smartphones. This is a much more simple bare bones smartphone that's made up of plastic all throughout. It's got no removable back, no removable battery. It's as bare bones as it gets, but having said that, it looks pretty nice. I mean, it's decently sized. It's got a nice finish, which is a sort of matte thing over here. And it's also got a pretty good speaker. It doesn't get extraordinarily loud or anything, but whenever you're playing games, it's pretty entertaining to have this with you. The buttons too are made of plastic and they're not really much clicky or anything, but they feel very good and are responsive, so that's always a plus on my book. Along the bottom of the smartphone you have capacitive keys which don't light up, but they're nice and responsive. And right above the middle key, there's actually an LED notification light, so that's always a good plus, especially in this budget segment. The top of the smartphone contains the front-facing camera as well as the proximity sensor and speaker. It is a 5-inch HD IPS display with a pixel density of 294 pixels per inch. And with that pixel density, it actually looks quite nice when you're looking at this phone from a reasonable distance. I was quite impressed by this display, especially given the price point. It does a good job with colors and has some decent viewing angles as well. The brightness could have been a little bit higher, but I mean, I'm really not complaining, especially at this price point. It's a very versatile display that does a great all-around job. And on top of that, it's also got a reading mode, which actually filters out the blue light so that it doesn't hurt your eyes when you're reading at night. So this, in my opinion, was very helpful for me. The main camera is a 13 megapixel unit with an aperture of 2.2, and the secondary camera is a 5 megapixel unit with the same aperture. When I took photos with the smartphone camera, I was a little bit impressed actually. It's got decent photographic capabilities in daylight situations, and it does in low light, again similar to the Redmi Note 4. I was happy to see 13 megapixels packed into it, but it's not really going to win you any awards or competitions. But having said that, if you take this out for a quick photo, it does a great job. Again, with the smartphone, it runs the same operating system and the same software, which means you don't get a comprehensive manual mode. Under the hood, running this show on the smartphone is a Qualcomm Snapdragon 425 processor. It comes with 2GB of RAM, and it also has a 3120 mAh battery. Now, are these specifications ideal for, let's say, intense gaming? No, they're not. But they're good enough to get you the bare bones experience. I tried playing GTA San Andreas with the smartphone, and I had to dial down the settings all the way down in order to get a playable experience. It's not great, but it's still playable. And the same has to be said for Asphalt Extreme. It requires you to dial down the settings, but so long as you're okay with not the best graphics in the world, it's pretty great. The battery life of this smartphone actually surprised me a bit. I was expecting a bit more life out of it, but I ended up having around 20% battery life at the end of the day. And I'd say that's good in the sense that you can get a full day of use without much worry or issue. On the software side of things, we have Android 6.0 Marshmallow again, and this is running MIUI 8. This is identical to what we found on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4. If you haven't seen that already, I've left a link in the description and dropped a card here somewhere, so find that. Yeah, as I was saying, the software is identical to that version of the smartphone, and what that means is everything runs buttery smooth. Now don't confuse smooth with fast. As this smartphone really isn't that powerful, it's not really quick. It won't multitask super fast or anything or open up apps super fast. But what it will do is work through the operating system nice and smoothly. And to me that adds a lot to the user experience, as smartphones in this price category, they tend to look all stuttery and laggy sometimes. And this smartphone avoids that, so I'll give it a thumbs up over here. It's conclusion time folks, and now I get to tell you why you should or should not buy this smartphone. So first things first, this doesn't have the best specifications in the world. Everyone knows that. But the thing is, it costs only 8,990 taka, and for that price, a lot of the things that it lacks can be excused. Moreover, I don't review smartphones based on the number of gigabytes of RAM it has or the clock speed of the CPU. If you've seen my channel, if you've seen some of my videos before, you'll know I rate these devices based on the user experience. And that's one point of this that Xiaomi really gets it right, especially because of that good software optimization. These smartphones feel much faster than they actually are. They feel more powerful than they actually are. And to me, they sold me on this. I think it's great that you can use a smartphone that doesn't cost a fortune, but still feels pretty good. And that's one thing worth appraising. Should you buy this smartphone? Sure, go ahead. I think if this is going to be a secondary device, that'll be really ideal for you. Or even if it's something that you're using on a budget, it's pretty great. And I didn't really have many things to complain about. So if you want to buy this, I've left the link in the description below. You can get it from peekaboo.com, who have actually helped us get this smartphone. So go check that out. Thanks for watching this video, folks. If you haven't subscribed already, do hit that big subscribe button wherever it is, that red button here. I'll also link something over here. Click on that if you want to subscribe to our channel. And that really helps us out. If you like this, give us some good feedback, give us a thumbs up, find us on Facebook, and do share this video. It really helps us a lot. And stay tuned because we've got some more awesome content coming this month and in the months to come. Thank you for watching. This is Alavi from Techitron, and I will see you in the next one.